am back with my third and last seasonal installment of Soups On, which is where each month in the winter I show you how to make a different soup that I love. This month it is February, and I don't know about you guys, but I love a Chinese takeaway every now and again. A lot. And I always order hot and sour soup. Even if I don't plan to eat it with the meal then, I think it's delicious and I hold on to it for like lunch the next day or something. And then I thought, hey you, how about you learn to make that? And so I did, and it's easy. And so we're gonna do that today. It's delicious. This soup has tofu, bamboo shoot, mushroom, lots of good Asian flavors with the soy sauce, rice wine vinegar, ginger, sesame oil, green onion, some chili garlic sauce. But first we're just going to start by, I've mixed up 8 cups of chicken stock with my Better Than bouillon. Half a cup of that I have set aside because we are going to make a cornstarch slurry in a little bit, and that's how the the soup gets kind of glossy and thickens up a little bit. If you know about a hot and sour soup, it's a little thicker. But we're going to take that other 7 3/4 cup out. We're gonna add it to my pot, which has been heating up. That's a good thing. That's a good sound. And then to this, I am adding 2 cans of bamboo shoots that you can find at the grocery store. These are really good. People, I think, are intimidated by a soup where you have to make like a cornstarch slurry or something with flavors or with tofu that you are not maybe used to making at home, like a typical like chicken noodle or tomato soup or something like that. But this is very easy, and you know everything that's in it. So yeah, I mean, why do takeout when you can just make this yourself and make a huge batch of it? And then on the side, if you want to do like a themed meal, do some fried rice, do some a nice stir fry, whatever you'd like on the side. So we're going to put that in. The tofu is going to sit here in the front for a second, but we'll talk about that in a bit. I've got my bamboo shoots and my mushrooms in this pot, heating up. To this, we are going to add, let's see here, we're going to add 4 teaspoons of ground ginger. You guys know how I measure. It's like that. I'm a really good eyeballer, so I know that makes people nervous. Measure if you want to, but Amy measures with her hands and her heart, not with measuring tools. So we also need a half a cup of low sodium soy sauce. The low sodium part of this is important because I think that regular soy sauce is wonderful for like dipping or a little final drizzle on something. It is way too salty if you're doing a whole like pot of soup or something. That's gonna really overpower things, and like I've talked about before, you can't walk salt back very easily once you've overdone it, so just go with the light. We also need a half a cup of rice wine vinegar. You can just get this at the grocery store as well. So that's about quarter cup. We'll taste later and see what we think, but that's a good start there. Oh, that smells, I'm such a vinegar person. That smells really, really, really delicious. Also, we have some crunchy garlic chili sauce. We're gonna add a little bit of this for some heat, and I like that little oil that's in here. This you're just supposed to put in, what does it say here, about a teaspoon. So, well, I'm doubling this recipe, so we're gonna do a little bit more than that. Should be good. I don't want to blow anybody's socks off here. So we've got these in here now. the chili garlic sauce, ginger, vinegar. Yeah, we've got all this stuff in here. And we are just going to let this come to a simmer now. This soup goes fast too, which is great. You know, less than half an hour, it's on the table. So I'm going to, oh, it smells so nice. I'm going to bring this to a simmer, let things kind of soften up, especially these mushrooms in here. And when we come back, I will add some other things to my pot, and we will talk about this tofu and some other things we're putting in. Be right back, guys. Thank you. Hi, guys. We're back. So we've been heating up our chicken broth, soy sauce, rice wine vinegar, bamboo shoots, mushrooms here in this pot. Right now, I'm going to make a cornstarch slurry that goes into this soup, okay? A slurry is used when you want to thicken something. In this case, this soup. You can do it with gravies, casserole sauces, all sorts of things. And it's 1/2 to 1/2 ratio, okay? So I have 1/2 cup of chicken broth here, and I'm going to add in 1/2 cup of our cornstarch. That should be good. And then we whisk. We want to whisk this really, really well. No lumps in this, guys. It's not lumpy. This dissolves really, really fast. But this cornstarch will tighten up this soup and give it kind of that silky, thicker texture that you know this soup to have. That looks great to me. So while it's warm, this is kind of on the verge of simmering. This is a good time to do this, so I'm just gonna slowly incorporate this cornstarch slurry. The thing is, if this does not get to the consistency you want it to, make another cornstarch slurry. Add more. But start slow, because it thickens fast. It is a very effective means to thicken something. So if you overdo it right out of the gate, you're gonna have a stew or a sludge of hot and sour instead of soup, because it's really gonna seize this up. So while we're doing that, okay, we've got that going. We also have our tofu here. So this is a firm tofu. I bought just one block of it here, a 14-ounce block. I dried it when I took out of the package, and then I cut it into about 1/2-inch cubes here. This is gonna go in a little while. We're gonna put some green onions in a little while. But for now, we're gonna let this do its thing and thicken up, and I'll be back in a few. Okay, guys, so we're back. Our soup has thickened up a bit. Actually, I'm gonna show you with this ladle since it's clear. You can see this beautiful kind of silky, dark brown broth. The taste is incredible. It's very rich, very umami. And we've got a couple other things to put in our soup. One is some egg. So you've probably also heard of like egg drop soup, where you stream in some whisked eggs to make those beautiful egg ribbons. You also use that in hot and sour. So I'm gonna take 2 eggs. You could take a couple more if you wanted to. I only had 2. You might want to do 3 or 4 for this big of a recipe, but this will be fine. Whisk really well. Room temperature eggs always. So see, we've got them really, you don't want any white spots. You want everything mixed really, really well. And then this is what you do. This is super simple. It's intimidating to people, but it shouldn't be. So I'm gonna get a kind of a swirl going here with this soup, right? And I'm just gonna drizzle tiny, tiny bit at a time that egg in. And it's gonna create these beautiful egg strands that cook and also help to thicken up the soup. Cook those eggs. That makes it really nice. And there's some added protein in there. And it's just these beautiful strands that you can see in there, that cooked egg. I'm gonna add 8 chopped green onions. Love that. Our tofu, we're gonna go in with. Let's see if I can do this without making a horrible mess of things. I did it. And we are going to stream in some sesame oil. Maybe, let's see, a couple tablespoons. And then we'll taste that and see what we think. I just want to make sure that I'm putting in enough of that oil. Yeah, it looks like I am. That's perfect. A couple teaspoons. Tablespoons. Why do I keep saying that? So this soup is done. That was it. It is beautiful. It is lush and silky. And I like it. I've been tasting along the way. I like it a little more on the sour side. So I did add a couple more splashes of the rice wine vinegar. Totally up to you. Do what is good for you guys. Oh my gosh, no, I forgot one thing and I wanted to talk to you guys about it. We're not finished yet. I'm silly. White pepper. We're gonna add a little white pepper to this. Now, you may be wondering, why white pepper, Amy? Why are we not just using regular black pepper? You could. There is no problem with that at all. The reason this recipe calls for white pepper and why some do or some other dishes is honestly most of the time for aesthetics. You might not want to see little flecks in your food. It can look unattractive in certain things. This is a really beautiful, smooth looking soup, so you might not want to mar it with little flecks. There's not any other herbs in here, so it doesn't really make sense. So that is the reason why I'm using black pepper today, or white pepper today, but honestly, if you don't have it and you don't want to buy it, doesn't make a difference at all. You can certainly use your black pepper at home in lieu of that. This smells really nice, guys. I mean, this is just as good as a takeout. Just look at all those mushrooms and those bamboo shoots in there, that tofu. There's a lot of protein, a lot of pretty veg in here. You could top this like when you get takeaways with like the little crunchy wontons that they give you in the little bags. You can buy those at the store. You can also buy like the La Choy brand little skinny noodles, if you want some crunch, and sprinkle those on top. I just like to slurp it how it is. But anyway, you want to doctor it up, it's your soup, it's fine. So that has been our soup series this winter. I hope you have enjoyed the recipes. I hope you try them all. None of what I did this today or this winter was difficult or time consuming. Anybody can make soup. And when it's homemade, you get more bang for your buck. It tastes better. It's better for you. You can share this soup. You can save this soup. You can freeze some of this soup. My coworkers are going to be eating some soup. So I hope you enjoy. I hope you have a wonderful rest of the winter, and I will see you guys soon. Thank you so much.